Hey guys. Today we're going to talk about why you should not book out 100% of your time. And wait, before you say, no, Nikki, I've seen blog posts or I've heard advice where you've suggested scheduling out every day, every hour of a workday. Wait just a second. That's not what I'm saying. You can try scheduling out every hour, as in this first hour I do pitches, this second hour I do client work, this third hour I take a break, this fourth hour I do whatever. That's different. Scheduling is different from booking your time. What I'm saying is you have to be very careful not to book out all of your time with client work. And in fact, it's not a bad idea to schedule some buffer time or schedule some free time, like Friday afternoons are a good example, especially in the summer, or even in the middle of the week. Schedule yourself an hour or two for like catch-up time, or just to do admin tasks, or even to get up and get away from your desk. Because the problem is, it can be very tempting, as we all know, especially when you're taking freelance clients, to say yes to every single potential project that comes in. And what that means is we end up getting a very, very booked schedule, as in like every hour of the day booked with client work. And that can be great, and we love that income, and if that's how you prefer to work, awesome. But the problem with that too is that sometimes stuff will come up, or sometimes some projects will take you longer than you thought they would, or a client needs a little bit more hand-holding than you thought they would. And what that means is when you have every hour booked for client work, then your work starts to creep into your evening hours, or you have to do some work on the weekends because you have to catch up. So instead, if you don't book out every hour, but you book it out with client work, but you schedule some buffer time into your schedule, then you don't have to worry about work creeping into your weekend hours if you don't want it to, or creeping into your evening hours if you don't want it to, or anything like that. Or you having to stay up late to do client work or things like that. And the nice thing too is that if you have scheduled out buffer work and you don't have any surprises that come up, you get all of your work done on time. Obviously you turn it into your clients on time no matter what. But you get it done according to your own personal deadline, right? Like sometimes if I have a deadline on a Thursday, I'll say, okay, I want this off my to-do list by Wednesday. So I'm going to have it done by midday Wednesday is what I'm saying. So if you have finished the work by your own personal deadlines and you're caught up on client work and there were no surprises in the week, then you have this buffer time scheduled that you can do whatever you want to do. Go see a movie, go take a walk, go out for lunch with a friend, something like that. Reward yourself for doing great work, which I know you do anyway, but often we don't take that time to reward ourselves, and enjoy the pleasures of that freelance lifestyle. And that's the same thing whether you're full-time freelance or you're part-time freelance. If you build in some buffer time, even as a part-time freelancer, as a side hustle copywriter, if you build in that buffer time and you don't need that buffer time, then great, you've gotten yourself some free time, and enjoy that free time that you've earned yourself as a freelancer. Sometimes it can be very easy for us to just work because we want that income, and we want our clients to be happy, obviously. But like I said, sometimes it can get hard to say no to clients. But if you build in that buffer time, you build in that time when you don't use it. When you do use it, it can be a lifesaver. When it's like, when am I gonna get this done? Oh, I don't have to worry. I have that 2-hour buffer time tomorrow. Or something along those lines, when it can be a lifesaver, or at least a schedule saver, a sanity saver. But when you don't need it, then it can be an opportunity to reward yourself and enjoy the pleasures and the freedoms of a freelance lifestyle. You know, it can be real nice to be out and about shopping or going to see a movie or meeting up with a friend for lunch in the middle of the day when the rest of the world is stuck in front of their computers or in an office or something like that. And same thing if you do it as a side hustle, if you do in the evenings or weekends, and you build in that free time. If you know that normally you would have had to be working during this time, but you built in that buffer, great, enjoy it. So you can experiment with scheduling out all of the hours of your working time, right? If you're working 9 to 5, or if you're working, 6 to 9 in the evening, you can experiment with scheduling out all of that time. But I would recommend not booking it for client work for all of that time, meaning I have to do this client work in this hour, I have to do this client work in this hour, I have to do this client work in this hour. Build in a little bit of buffer time, and you will be glad you did, whether you end up using it to catch up on stuff, or whether you end up using it for a little bit of fun. Building in a little bit of buffer time into your week will always serve you well.